Today's chapter is Exodus 15, traveling through the wilderness. Then Moses and the Israelites sang this song to God, giving voices together. I am singing my heart out to God. What a victory. He pitched horse riders in the sea. God is my strength, God is my song, and yes, God is my salvation. This is the kind of God I have, and I'm telling the world, this is God of my Father. I'm spreading the good news far and wide. God is a fighter. Pure God through and through. Pharaoh's chariots and army he dumped into the sea. The elite of his officers he drowned in the Red Sea. Wild ocean's waters poured over them. They sank like a rock in the deep blue sea. Your strong right hand, God shimmers with power. Your strong right hand shatters the enemy. In your mighty majesty, you smash your upstart enemies. You let loose your hot anger and burn them to a crisp. At a blast from your nostrils, the waters piled up. Trembling seems dammed up. Wild oceans curled up into a swamp. The enemy spoke. I'll pursue, I'll hunt them down. I'll divide up the plunder. I'll put myself on them. I'll put out my sword. My fist will send them reeling. You blew with all your might, and the sea covered them. They sank like a lead weight in the majestic waters. Who compares with you among gods, O God? Who compares with you in power, in holy majesty, in awesome praises, wonder-working God? Verse 12 and 13. You stretched out your right hand, and the earth swallowed them up. But the people you redeemed, you led in merciful love. You guided them under your protection to your holy pasture. When people heard, they were scared. Philistines withered and trembled. Yes, even the man heard in Edom were shaken. And that the big bosses in Moab, everybody in Canaan picketed and fell faint. Dread and terror sent them reeling. Before you banished right arm, they were struck dumb like a stone. Until your people crossed over and entered. Oh God, until your people you made crossed over and entered. You brought them and planted them on the mountain of your heritage, the place where you live, the place you made, your sanctuary, Master, that you established with your own hands. Let God rule forever, for eternity. Yes, Pharaoh's horses and chariots and riders went into the sea. God turned the waters back on them. The Israelites walked through dry land, through the middle of the sea. Miriam, the prophetess, Aaron's sister, took a tambourine, and all the women followed her with tambourines dancing. Miriam led them in singing. Sing to God, what a victory. He pitched horses and riders into the sea. Traveling through the wilderness, Moses led Israel from the Red Sea onto the wilderness of Shur. They traveled for 3 days through the wilderness without finding any water. They got to Meriah, but they couldn't drink the water in Meriah. It was bitter. That's why they called the place Meriah bitter. And the people complained to Moses, so what are we supposed to drink? Moses cried out to God. God pointed him to a stick of wood. Moses threw it into the water, and the water turned sweet. That's the place where God set up rules and procedures that were started testing them. God said, if you listen obedient to how God tells you to live in His presence, obeying His commandments, and keeping all His laws, I won't strike you with all the diseases that I inflicted on the Egyptians. I am God, your healer. They come to Elim, where there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees. They set up camp there by the water. Thank you for listening to this chapter. I know I mispronounced some names, but thank you for listening anyway, and don't forget to smile. You never know what a smile can do to someone's day. Thank you, and God bless.